Hey, Andrea. How are you? I've been meaning to text you to check in on you. My children been keeping me busy. Thank you for joining me and reminding me. Good. That's good. I don't really have a plan, but I got some decks out just in case. I'm just shuffling them. Is there anything you want to talk about in particular? Anything you want to share? They're always up to something. Especially when they're way too quiet. My kids are 5 and one's about to be 8 years old in May. How's the weather where you are? Because personally here it was, DM popped up. Girl, I told you. Oh my gosh, that makes sense. Whenever I said 3 to 5 days, it was pertaining to March. The 3rd month, March. Wow. I knew he was coming. Y'all don't be listening. Good for you. I'm so proud of you. You're super pretty, by the way. I saw your profile pic. I bet he felt that one. He felt that bird. I think it's highly important to build a solid friendship first before romance. Absolutely. And I used to not believe that. I used to hop right in, and then 3 months down the road, we are not compatible. What did I do? Sunny for a few days and now back to cloudy. Is it like warm or like, what's the temperature like? Because for a while it was like a nice, he seemed speechless. I bet it took him a lot of courage just to reach out. You're welcome. I'm always gonna give people their flowers when they deserve them. It was pretty warm, and then it was like, I don't know, I thought of the Pisces new moon as spring beginning for some reason. It's been chilly, cold every morning where I've had to wear a jacket, and I'm like, I live in Alabama, like what the hell is going on? I'm so proud of you. You know how many people have told me that their DM has popped back up? And these are people like, their DM had gotten married, they had kids, or a kid. Easily cloudy with... Yeah, it's been rainy here too. It's like that here too, like in the mornings. It's usually warmer, around the 70s in the afternoon, but for a while it was like 70, 73 in the morning, and then like 80 something by midday. Cold isn't my favorite. And how's that humidity? Well, look, I just straightened my hair because I just colored it, and we'll see by the end of this video how it does, because I have naturally wavy curly hair. It's supposed to be curly, but it's like a beach wave. Humidity is something else in Alabama, because you know it's that, what's the right term to use? It's not like any humidity in any other place you will go to. It sticks. It'll make you feel gross. Thank you so much. Thank you. It has been long overdue. So, did you happen to experience like a mini dark night of the soul over the past month and a half at any time? Because I swear I had a mini dark night for like at least 3 weeks. It wasn't terrible, but it was, that's what it was. I don't know if anybody else is gonna join. Okay, let them know the deal. Thank you. They might just have to like go to my profile. You did? I was experiencing like anger, feeling like I was in a foreign land, sick of everything. It's like everything around me was just like, ugh. And I hated being in that energy, but somehow I allowed myself to embrace feeling that way. It was like it was important to feel that way, if that makes sense. Are you out of it? I hope so. Hey, Becky. Becky, marry me. What's going on? We were just talking about how we had experienced little mini dark nights of the soul over the past month and a half. Mine lasted 3 weeks at least. What about you? I just jump right into the dirt, don't I? Just want to make sure I wasn't going into early menopause. I'm just kidding. That's not funny. It was different than most. Oh, wow. I'm just shuffling cards, y'all. Crystalline consciousness. I feel like that's why we've been going through those icky feelings. Because our, I don't even know the right terminology to use. We're moving into our crystalline base bodies. Guess who's back? Y'all, what is up with these songs coming back again? Thank you, Andrea, for taking care of business. Not feeling good right now. Emotional, irritable, confused. That's how I was for a good 3 weeks. I've come out of it, thankfully. So you shall soon be out of it too. This too shall pass. I'm just keeping this card out since it fell. I'm not really thinking about anything. But since we were talking about that and that flew out, it feels relevant. Look at that. Sorry, it said poor connection. I might have to turn my Wi-Fi on. It almost felt like, okay, I know I wasn't the only one around here that experienced it. People close to me did, and they thought they were dying. And literally, we were dying. Parts of ourselves were dying. See, where we go one, we go all. So everyone experienced it to an extent. Frustratingly surrender, that's right. Like, I didn't get mad at myself for being irritated and I was kind of snippy. Like, I was not fun to be around. I was bitchy. I was a bitch. Not like mean to people, just not pleasant to be around. And it's like I had this face on that was like disgusted all the time. I don't know for sure because I didn't see my face, but I could imagine that's what it looked like. Picking up everyone's energy, clearing a lot. Make sure you're moving that through your body, okay? The dying vibe. That's all I did was lay on my butt. I mean, and back, but sit on my butt, lay down. and look around at all the things that could be done, but I was like, fuck it. I ain't got time for that. It's like you have to get rid of the junk before you can get moving again, you know? But yeah, it was a dying vibe. Like, it's almost like the world as we knew it was dying, which was within us. And we are slowly but surely entering into a new era. This is what it felt like, breaking the Matrix code. Because by the end of mine, I came to the realization of something I had already realized a long time ago. Okay, so when you begin awakening and going on your spiritual journey, you become aware of concepts and truths, but it takes time and dedicated practice in order to embody the understanding, right, in such a way where it won't affect you anymore. It's one thing to know things, it's another thing to practice it and become it and master it, right? Does that make sense? And I think personally it's dangerous to believe there's only light and good, because you will quickly find yourself landing face first on the ground. Oh, hey Nicole, did I say hey to you? I apologize if I did not. My phone keeps doing weird stuff, it just dimmed its light. I'm gonna talk about some random messages I keep getting. Particularly, okay, so you know how we talked about the pole shift and stuff. I keep getting messages. Yeah, I knew it. When I was like the most frustrated, I was like, I feel like Mercury retrograde's here, and I'll be damned if I didn't see a post later that day about it's pre-shadow. Like, when is it not Mercury retrograde? It's gonna be in Aries though, and I feel like it's gonna be. I feel like I experienced the part before it began. I'm an Aries. I feel like I'm about to be popping off at some people that need popping off at. Like, not disrespectfully, but just putting them in their place. I feel it coming. They ain't gonna like it, but they gonna hear it. Respectfully. I've just been observing a lot. Seeing true colors. People trying to pull things over you. Thinking you're just gonna always accept behaviors. Like, Girl, these next Monday are going to be wild. Mercury retrograde starts. Oh, yeah. Oh, I just pulled energies for the eclipse on the 25th. What did I do with them? But that's what we'll do. We'll pull the energies for that. Because I felt like at the time it wasn't really, I felt like the energy would be a little bit, sorry, I'm burping. I always release energies when I'm connecting with others lately through burps. Spasms. I feel like I've been forced to surrender for the past, since June. So I better be breaking free from the surrender. Cancer, Sun, Libra, Moon. Ooh, Libra. Yeah, this eclipse is gonna be a game changer for you. I didn't make that face at that. I was like, what am I doing? Okay, one thing I do know. A lot of shit that's been hidden is going to come to the surface. We just went through this basically with our little dark nights of the soul, where like old parts of ourselves were dying. See, that says the old self dies and a new identity emerges. Now, on a collective level, some shocking shit's gonna come up. Some serious information is gonna be exposed that most of us already knew, I believe. And I don't know what's gonna happen. I keep getting time traveling messages, and it's making me feel like, for the longest time, I'm trying to understand it. It's making me feel like we are time travelers. Like, technically we are traveling through time as time passes by. I don't know, but it's so much deeper. But yeah, some stuff's gonna come to light. Oh my gosh, that's what October 23 is connected to? I kept getting that date, but I had no idea what it was connected to. Now that makes sense. There was an eclipse then. Okay, that being said, over my little dark night era, I experienced maybe some related triggers that caused me to fully set myself free and reclaim my power, as I'm looking at the strength card right here. So that makes sense. I feel like there's such a strong message about really a lot of people being initiated into surrendering to their spirit. That's the surrender message I'm getting. People have been struggling against the spirit, you know? Caught up in the mind, the ego. Surrendering to the spirit and to the heart. Because that's how you truly become free, you know? Look at, what did I just say? Stop the struggle of the spirit. I feel like we've all been, dealing with that for quite some time, so we're good. Yeah, as I said, we're good. We've been breaking that matrix coding that deliberately tries to get you stuck in your head and disconnected from the spirit. And look, it's like we've seen the bridge for a while. There's a bridge into new land. It's like we weren't allowed on the bridge because like we might pollute it. But now we can cross it. But it's not like a quick crossing. It's a step-by-step process. Okay, that's so interesting. Now we got rainbow bridge between worlds. An abundance of blessings arrives. So we have been doing the work. Part of doing the work is allowing yourself to feel shitty sometimes, you know? Because, that makes sense. We weren't allowed to cross the bridges because hate and anger clouds visions and burns bridges. And we had some of that within us, whether we wanted to admit it or not. And sometimes, in order to break free from that, it just takes speaking up for yourself, right? Or just sitting in a little bit of misery, so to speak, for a while. I connect the etheric realm to the mental. Yeah, okay. As I said, that sort of truth. Does that relate to y'all? Is that how y'all see it? The etheric plane as like the mental plane, the mental body, the mind? Because as soon as you think of something, it's instantly created in the etheric realm, so that would be the mind. It's like we have cleared out this muck that was preventing us from truly surrendering to the spirit, to our hearts, our egos were pretty damn strong. But we had to sit with that shit. Sorry, my potty mouth is bad. To let the old self die and the new identity. It's like, okay, we've been working hard to step into this version of ourselves. We've been trying everything in our power to be, but we were so attached to the old identity. And this was like really on a subconscious level that we were clinging to that because it's so familiar, it's all we knew. And I think that was the dying of that old identity. That's what it feels like. Alright. Yeah. I think we've been successful. Look. Yep. Beat the system. We got beat the system. Breaking the matrix code. Freedom returns the spirit to its natural state. The first card that flew out was crystalline consciousness, and that's what we're aiming for. Yeah. That makes sense. How I see it is, say you've been one way your whole life, and you're trying so hard to make these changes, and you've been consistent, but nothing's changing because it's like this attachment to that identity because it's been so prominent in your life, it's so familiar, and it's almost like it can be hidden from your awareness, especially when you're trying hard to change. Yes. Yes, that makes perfect sense, Andrea. I like that. Because, like, whether we like it or not, we're part of this 3D world. Just don't allow it to control you. Yes, exactly. That's funny you said that. Look, as the universe, as the soul. And I keep getting this message about both sides of the brain working together as one, like both hemispheres synchronizing, which also makes me think of one heart brain, like the brain and the heart. The brain surrendering to the heart. I feel like the heart is the real brain. Everything functions, actually. I read a study on this because of the heart. Like, scientists are starting to believe that the heart is a brain within itself. That makes a lot of sense. Like, the heart sending the brain signals rather than the brain sending the heart signals. Unless you're never in your heart space and your mind's being manipulated. Because let's be real, that mind is easily manipulated. Oh, I forgot to show y'all. Higher dimensions. I feel like we are about to enter into a higher dimension. Maybe it's a higher consciousness. It's still a physicality. It's not like this drastic thing about, oh, we're just gonna leap into the 8th dimension and no longer have a body type of deal. I don't even know if I can put it into words, but I can see it in my mind. Okay, it's like operating from higher dimensional consciousness in the 3D. As you basically just said, right, Andrea? That's correlated to what you said. Hey, Nikki. And see, when you are free from all that chatter in your mind, because most thoughts don't even belong to you, you know? You can really get worked up over these thoughts that don't belong to you. Then you're really able to see receive true flashes of awareness, real truth. You know what I mean? You're able to, you're able to truly be sovereign and connect with your spirit team. Hi, I'm in the shower. I love that so much. And then you're able to bend the 3D world according to your will, since the 3D world is thought responsive. Because I have noticed over the past 2 months, if I think something and it's not in my favor, I better slow myself down real quick, because it'll manifest super fast. Very fast. Very, 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 very fast. But that used to put me into fear. Now I'm like, you know what? This is temporary and I can change it just as quick as I summoned it, right? I don't know if you've been noticing, any of you, your gifts amplifying or new gifts coming online. My clairaudience, I can hear. Yes, my ears have always rang. I have clairaudience, and my clairaudience comes through, like, if you were to think of your thinking voice, your consciousness, like that, but I know it's not my consciousness thinking voice when I'm receiving it. It's a different consciousness thinking voice, if that makes sense. It's not an actual, like, vocal voice. I've been hearing sound waves, I want to call them. Sound frequency waves. Sound waves. It's the best way to describe it. I don't know if that's accurate. My clairvoyance has always been not as strong as the rest of my clairs. Like, my claircognizance, number 1. Clairaudience, I don't know. Yeah. It's a tie probably between, no, claircognizance, number 1, clairaudience, number 2, for sure. And I can also I can absorb any energy. And I finally learned the lesson through that. In a way, I am meant to, part of that is my purpose, because I am meant to master the art of alchemy. But for a long time, I held on to those energies. I'm not saying it's my duty to take on those energies, but once you absorb something, you must do something with it. It's then your responsibility to get rid of it. And I finally mastered that. I don't know if y'all have tried lymph node tapping. That is amazing for moving stagnant and blocked energies from your meridian system, meridians, and the chakras. And of course, sound frequencies. I've been listening to the sound frequency of the earth, which is F sharp. That does amazing things for me. I mean, that just works for me. I'm not saying it's the only thing that works. It just happens to work for me. But also connecting out in nature with the earth, next to bodies of water or in the water. I have a strong connection to water and earth. And it makes sense, because most of my chart is water. And I have, the next strongest is earth. I have no air placements. And I have like 2 fire. My sun and my rising. And I have been working with fire lately, like lighting a candle and gazing at it in order to clearly connect. Because I was getting some random downloads the other day. I'm not going to get into that because I haven't fully figured it out yet. Okay, so how should I word that? What should we look into? Should we look into, give me like one subject, but 3 subcategories to the subject that we feel is most important and beneficial at this time. That way I'm just not blabbing at y'all. Yeah.